So today what we're going to talk about is a lot what we talked about last night, scopes of the service, but I want to focus it in a different light. So who was here yesterday? Raise hands. Okay, what are the main scopes of the service? Milo.
The exterior perimeter spray.
Okay. Jeremy.
Dewebbing.
Dewebbing. AJ.
Granulation.
Granulation. One more. What's the last one?
Bathroom and
Interior. Attaboy.
Very good.
Good job, good job. Okay, but the main thing I want to focus on today is how to really use those to overcome any type of objection and how to use those to keep your pitch going throughout the sales cycle. So the sales cycle we learned the first time. If you haven't watched, if you weren't there for the sales cycle training, watch the video on here. You have a long hose. Some of the technicians will either have a hose that comes literally from the truck that they'll take and they'll walk it all the way around the house, okay? Spray 3 feet up the home and 3 feet far all around the base of the home, okay? Very basic. The other ones will have backpacked up the pump and then they'll spray 3 feet up, 3 feet out, all around the base of the home, certain cracks, certain crevices, okay? So that's the perimeter treatment. Now, what I want to do based off that perimeter treatment is I want to talk about how to really use that in a sale. Because a lot of times you'll use that probably as your first piece of ammo. So this is one of the big things we're going to talk a lot about throughout the whole summer is your ammunition that you have while you're on the doors. All the different pieces and tools that you can use to overcome objections and really describe the sale and describe the actual service about it. Okay, first objection you're going to give me is one that Milo ran into while he was on the doors down in St. George doing preseason selling. Okay, so picture yourselves on the doors doing preseason selling down in St. George. In St. George, you don't see very much besides what? Spiders
and earwigs.
and earwigs
Cockroaches.
and cockroaches. Okay, those are the main things in that area. Yeah, Walker knows, right? So know what types of bugs are in the area, but then adapt from there. So the first concern that you're going to give is that I already have pest control. Okay, so I'm going to do a regular start off to a pitch, and then I'm going to use the perimeter spray to describe why he needs it from us rather than from some other company or whatever it is, okay? You don't always have to distinguish ourselves more as you have to distinguish the actual service that we're going to do for them, the actual service we're going to provide for them, okay? So, I'm just not going to start off, okay?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, hey man, just really quick, my name's Joe with Insight Pest Solutions, or Terminex, whatever you want to say. So I'll say Terminex actually. Just here with Terminex, we're in the area, we're searching some of the neighbors. A lot of your neighbors in this area are with another company right now. You guys are probably with somebody, right?
Moxie, yeah.
Oh, Moxie, okay. How long have you guys been with them?
About 2 years.
Oh, cool, okay. So you guys are probably getting down the same route as all your neighbors then, huh? Because there's a lot of people from Moxie in
Yeah,
this area.
pretty much.
Okay. Well, one of the things I love about Terminex, the reason why I'm working for them right now, is they do this great treatment around the exterior. I'm sure Moxie probably does this too, but let me just describe to you a little bit more about what we do. So Moxie, sometimes they come and they go probably like a foot up, foot out. You've probably seen them do that all the way around the base of the home.
I know, they just get rid of the bugs. I don't really know what
Okay.
they do, you know?
Okay. Well, this is one thing that we focus on. So around the homestay, you guys have these cracks and crevices right here.
Yeah.
That get into the house. A lot of times these ants or cockroaches, you guys have probably had earwigs maybe, something like that, in the course of the years.
Maybe before. It's been 2 years. So
Okay.
I don't know.
So what did you guys have when you first signed up with Moxie?
I think my wife was complaining about just like the ants in the kitchen kind of stuff.
Ants in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a normal thing. They weren't playing the hula hoop with Cheerios or anything yet, were they?
No,
Yeah, nothing like that. Alright, so, what my technician's going to do when he comes out is what he has his backpack full of all the liquid, the different products that we have. And he comes around, he sprays 3 feet up and 3 feet out. But what this mainly does is we don't want to just protect this barrier down here. We want to make sure that those spiders and the ants that come from the trees that sometimes fall into the house and then get into the cracks and the crevices of the home, that they don't get inside and make their way into the wall voids. The wall voids is the main place that they normally tend to go. And so what we do to prevent that is we do this spray 3 feet high, 3 feet far on the whole perimeter of the house. Okay? Alright, then he'll probably come up with another objection, right? But you see how I tried to distinguish myself, not just, obviously Moxie does a base spray, but you want to go into detail. So every piece of the service that you have, you want to go into a lot more detail with that piece of the service. Don't use all your ammunition at once. Okay. Sit down. All right, the next piece of the service, interior treatment. Miley, you want to get up here and describe to us what an interior treatment would look like?
Yeah, so basically the interior treatment, the tech's gonna come in like the damp, dark areas of the house, like the bathroom and the kitchen, and he's gonna get up underneath the cracks and crevices and put in a treatment up under there. That's gonna get in the void of the wall where the bugs usually are, and he coats them with something, right?
Yeah.
Some sort of like spray.
It's situational. It can be a powder, a gel, whatever the technician feels is most effective for
Okay,
that
yeah.
particular. That's one of the things I like to say about the interior treatment is that everything is customized to the home depending on what you're seeing and where you're seeing it.
Yeah, so that's just going to eliminate the bugs in the wall voids where the bugs always are. And number two, that's going to seal that off so none of the bugs can get back.
So a big thing that we pitch our customers on, especially if they already have a company, is the fact that we will go inside every time if they want. That's one thing we promise them. They just have to let us know that they want us to go inside and we'll do the interior treatment with them. Okay? A lot of other companies, they don't do that, or they aren't aware that their company actually does that. So just make sure to build our company up, whether it's Terminex or Insight, in the sense that they will go inside every time if you require it. Okay? Any questions regarding that? Luke? Comment, go ahead.
It's important just to be clear that they have to let us know. Because if you just say we'll do it every time, then the tech's not going to do it the second time, they're going to get pissed, then you might get it canceled.
Yeah.
So you just have to let them know we will do it every time, but unless you tell us not to, we're not doing it. Something like that.
Yeah, because normally when you describe the service, so the first service, we do this, all of this, okay? We do the base spray, the de-webbing, the interior treatment, and then the granulation on the lawn, okay? Every other time thereafter, we'll probably do 3 things, probably not the interior, unless it's needed. And so just make sure to be clear on that. You can build it up in a different way by saying, listen, most of the time after we do the first interior service, that'll take care of them on the inside for the rest of that year. If you ever do see anything else, let us know. And if you want us to come inside during other services, let us know. We'll come inside for those services also. Okay? All right, Milo, get back up here. We're going to go over another one of yours. So another concern that you ran into down in St. George was I take care of my own pest control.
Yep.
Okay? So how did you try and deal with it when you're on the doors?
I would explain that our tech can do a really thorough treatment. Most people, when they take care of it themselves, they're just going to do the base spray. It's kind of like take a pump can and spray outside. And so I would try and get them on the interior treatment and how the tech can get it into the wall voids in your house and eliminate those bugs that are hiding in the wall.
So do you want to try it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So that's going to be my constraints to prepare for it. So try and focus on using one piece of that, one of the services that we do, and focus just on one of those services to build it up. Don't mention all of them.
Okay.
Just focus on one.
So just like from the start then?
Yeah.
And then
So
you're going to throw up an obstacle?
So again, the main thing that we're trying to focus on is to conserve your ammo. You have all sorts of different things you can use as your ammunition, all of these different pieces of the service, but you don't want to blurt it all out. So for instance, Mike, I guarantee this is going to happen. It happened to me. It definitely happened to Luke. I was there the first day he did this. We blurt everything out the first day that we're on the doors to the customer. We say, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do base spray, take care of all the webs up there, do an interior treatment, and granulation on your lawn. You want to buy? You're just like, no? Oh, crap. What else do I have to do, right? You want to be able to build up one piece of the service at a time. Okay?
From the door then, right?
Hey, man, how you doing?
Hey, what's up? Doing good. How you doing?
Good.
Milo. Hey, super quick. I'm just from Terminex. Running around with my tech here, servicing your neighbors. And we've been talking with a lot of your neighbors. Seems like everyone's been seeing either earwigs or the cockroaches. Which of these have you seen more around your house?
Oh, we don't really get any of them.
Not getting to me? Good.
Yeah,
Okay.
not so many at all.
That's really good. What we're doing for your neighbors, and we'll have my tech do. See, you have this stucco siding here on your house. What bugs love to do, they'll get up in the cracks and crevices in that stucco as it begins to dry out.
Yeah.
And the bugs will hide in those spaces. As soon as that space becomes overpopulated, that's when you start seeing a couple bugs here or there. Luckily, you haven't seen that inside your house yet. So what my tech's going to do, we do an exterior treatment on your house, and he's going to come out with the spray, and he's going to spray 3 feet up and 3 feet out.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I do. I go like Home Depot, Home Defense. Works really well. You just pump it and you just spray all around. It seems to take care of things pretty well.
Okay, good. Do that year round?
Yeah, we do it probably once, maybe twice a year.
Okay, perfect. You're right on track.
Yeah.
So get this. I just talked to your neighbor, Joe, down the street. He did the same thing, and he was doing it for a while really well. The biggest reason he decided to sign on with us, the tech he's going to come in and he's going to do what's called an interior treatment. So I'm sure you already know this, but bugs, they try to look for the dark, damp, moist areas in your house, like the kitchen or the bathroom. And you see a bug here or there, but what bugs really are doing, they're hiding in those damp, dark areas. And so for every bug or two, you see there's always a lot more in the walls of your house. So my tech, he's going to come in, and he has this treatment, and he'll inject that up into the wall of your house, and that's going to coat the bugs with the treatment that will eliminate the bugs in the wall, and then they'll take that same treatment, go to the nest of their buddies. And you'll get that eliminated, seal that off for a bunch of years, and the house will be protected from the inside out.
Yeah, like I was saying, since I've been spraying, we don't really see anything inside. Occasionally we get this stuff like some spiders and some bees outside, but that's about it.
Okay, great. Cool. Just talked to Joe, same guy, seeing the same thing. One of the great things my tech's going to do, I saw you had a spider web just up here in the corner. My tech, he's going to take this long Q-tip looking thing, and he's going to come in, and he's going to scrub that down really nicely. So that's going to get rid of all the spider webs and the wasp nests, like your bees up on the corners.
Okay.
And then to prevent that from coming in, again, he's going to take a little powder on the end of this Q-tip looking brush, and I'll coat that and knock down any so I'm sure bees, they leave like a pheromone, that's why they keep coming back here.
Oh, really?
So by putting that down, I'll knock off those pheromones, they'll come back.
Okay.
So,
all right, good. Hold on. Stay up here.
okay.
All right, I went a little longer than we were going to, but what I noticed was this. So he talked about the first piece of the service, right? I gave my objection, right? He adapted to that and went on to a new piece of the service, used the second piece of ammo. He still has a lot of ammo behind him, right? But he uses one piece of the service on each cycle he goes through in the sales cycle, right? Okay? So you don't want to blurt everything out at once. You go one at a time. So then once he found out, once I said a certain need that I had, what did I say that I had? Spiders or bees, right? He went with it right away. That is what you guys want to do with your ammo. So you save it all until you really find out what they have. Because everybody, no matter where they live, well, in the areas that we're at least, always sees some type of bug at some point of the year. And once you hear about the bug that they say, that's when you describe in detail the service that we provide for that area. Okay? Go ahead and sit down. All right. Jeremy, you want to come up here and you want to describe to me the granulation service that we have? Do it in as much detail as you can. Use your hips like Bryn did if you want. Yesterday, all that kind of stuff. Okay.
Okay, am I trying to sell it or am I just going to explain it?
Well, you're selling while you're explaining. Just go ahead.
Okay, I'm not very good at this. Okay, so basically what we're going to do after we come in, we do the perimeter spray 3 feet up, 3 feet out. We've also got another thing that's just a little extra step of protection. It's called blue granulation. So I'm pretty sure that most, or am I talking to them?
Talk to me. I'm the customer.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure you've seen before, at least with your neighbors, there's some pretty lawns out here. They'll walk around and take their little things and they'll go like this. And they'll go around and they'll spread fertilizer, manure in their lawns. Spread that fertilizer on their lawns. That's basically what we're going to do. The exact same thing. We're going to come in with this pest control product that we've got. Totally eco-friendly, child-friendly. We're going to come in. And what we're going to do is we're going to just create that extra protection. We've already got the 3 feet. We're going to extend that out another 7 to 10 feet further, the whole way around your house. Especially in those mulchy areas out in the back of your house. It's a hot spot for bugs. We're going to go up there and make sure that's all covered. Basically what happens is when that rain comes, when those sprinklers come on, the product is water activated. So what's going to happen is it's going to activate that product and it's going to attach to those bugs. It'll sink in about 1 inch below the ground. It's going to attach to those bugs and they're going to then track that back to their nests, even to the queen, everything, their ants, whatever, and it's going to take care of the whole problem.
Okay. Cool.
Again.
That was really good. That was very, very well specific. What do you guys think you could have done better? Because you did a lot of stuff good, but we're going to cut right to the chase. What do you guys think you could have done better?
Slow down a
I'm
little
sure I
bit.
could have done a lot more.
Slow down. Okay. Take a little deep breath. Slow down a little more. What else could you have done better? Luke.
I would show like use your body more, like walk around, like we're gonna go this far out all the way around the house.
Wave your hands and do a little dance, right? Okay.
Condense it a little bit
For
also.
those of you who weren't here yesterday, there's a lot of different ways you can describe it. So I love what he did. Took his hat off. If you're wearing a hat this summer, do this, and you use it like you're granulating. You granulate. How far out do we go?
5 to 10 feet.
5 to 10 feet out, all the way around the perimeter of the house, right? And they'll spread these little pebbles. A big thing that I like to do in the summer too, especially if I have my iPad this next summer, is I'll probably drop this in the lawn. So I'm on the doorstep and I literally walk off. And I go on the lawn and I just grab it right here on the lawn. Drop it right here. Like, so just picture this is your house. What my technician's gonna do is first when he does this perimeter spray around the base of the home, then we're gonna add an extra level of protection. There's all sorts of different areas where these pests can get in from, right? So we're gonna go another 10 feet out all the way around the base of the home. So you make it more real to the customers. Another thing that you can do is you can walk all the way around the house with them. That's one thing we'll probably emphasize more than anything this next summer, is taking your customer out around the house. When you get him engaged in your product that you're selling him, he will be much more likely to buy. Because half the time he's just sitting there and his mind starts drifting. But if he's starting to walk around, if he's starting to look around, he's more engaged in what you're talking about, you're going to have a lot better chance to sell an actual product. Because in all honesty, this service that we do is huge. We cover so many different things, all sorts of different bugs, but you want to make sure to describe them the best way possible. Okay, so the granulation, big step. All right, so yeah, so my technician, he's going to go 3 feet up and 3 feet out all around the base of the home, take care of all of that. A lot of the neighbors in this area, they have companies. You guys probably have one too, right?
Yeah, we just got it.
Okay. All right, one quick thing. I love to bring out the objections before they can tell me. So if you're learning in the area that a lot of the customers or a lot of the neighbors already have companies, use that in your pitch. Don't wait for them to use it, because then you have to adapt to it. And you have to use one piece of your ammo instead of saving it.
Control the situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I was saying. You're in control of this conversation if you brought it up.
Exactly. So if you bring it up, you are in total control of that situation. And that way, you just be able to adapt to it that much easier. Okay. So, say whatever. Say it.
Yeah, we just got it not too long ago. It's Baird.
Oh, Baird. Okay. How long you guys been with them? Like a year then?
Just under a year.
Just under a year. Okay. So, when is your guys' contract up with them?
It was a year with another 2 months.
Another 2 months. Okay. So in this situation, there's a couple things you can do. There's a cancellation fee normally, and so normally you either get right out of there, but the best thing to do since you're gonna have your iPad, with the app that we have, you'll be able to jot down all the notes in there on that piece of the map saying, okay, he can buy in 2 months. And then you can commit him to him right then. You can sign him up for that 2-month mark and then make sure that you call them before that comes up. And that's something that we'll get into a little more. All right, so you've been with them a little over a year.
Been with them just a little over a year, probably a little bit.
Okay, so what do you guys like most about that company?
I really like that they've just taken care of the outside of the house, exterior, that way it just looks a little better.
Okay, so you guys haven't been seeing anything inside then yet, huh?
Not really, maybe once in a long while, but it's really rare.
Okay, what's the main thing you guys see inside then?
We found some ants
Okay.
in the past.
Oh, we're about probably like, is it in the second floor or is it just in the first floor right now?
Then the first floor.
Okay, whereabouts?
It really wasn't much, but I mean, some were like in our bathroom, kind of in our shower area.
Okay. Alright, one thing I love about Terminex is as long as you request this, we will come inside every single time. The interior treatment's a big deal. The products that we use are totally kid, eco-friendly, so you don't have to worry anything about that. But you see it in your bathrooms, you can kind of picture this yourself. So you have your sink right here, you're brushing your teeth, doing your thing, looking in the mirror, right? Looking at your pretty self. What happens if you squat down, you open up those cupboards, there's that J-pipe that goes right into the wall. You've seen that before, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're probably an awesome plumber as it is, right?
Love it.
Okay, good. What you do is there's a ring around that, you just slide that off a little bit. What we inject into that wall void is either a powder or possibly a gel around the outside, depending on what bugs there are. Now, our technicians, they're very highly trained. Terminex, I mean, we're the best of the best, right? We're the biggest company out there. A lot of people come to us just for that reason. So what this product does is it has a residual effect. It'll stay in those areas and make sure to kill off the nesting. Those ants that you're seeing, if you're seeing a couple inside, more than likely, unless they're coming on your kids' pant legs, more than likely they're living on the interior of the wall voids. They can't last in this winter that we have out here. That's for dang sure. But on the interior of the wall voids where there's moisture, a little bit more heat and warmth, they'll nest. So they'll be nesting all throughout all these pipe areas, all the way around the house, all the way around your walls. Okay? So what this will do is it'll make sure to stick to all those ants in that area. And what they'll do is they'll be creeping and crawling all the way around until they get to the nest and they'll kill off those nests in that area. So like I said, we're going to be servicing your neighbor. That's the main thing that he loves about the service. Is tomorrow at 7 or earlier in the morning at probably like 10 better for you guys?
Mornings is better. My wife's always on.
Okay, perfect. You want to just put your name and information right here and we'll get you guys started. That's my iPad. Okay, we didn't do the granulation, but why didn't I do the granulation?
Wasn't as
Yeah.
Audible. Wasn't audible, right there. Exactly. The main thing I want you guys to understand is once you really get to know each piece of the service in great detail and you know how to describe it really, really well, you should be able to adapt to anything they give you. And then you go from there. Okay, so the first time that we did the training, we talked all about the sales cycle. AJ, what's the first part of the sales cycle, you remember? Okay.
create the need.
Create the need. Right before that, there's a pre-impression that you gotta be worried about. Just how you approach, how you're dressed, how you look. Make sure you're really well groomed, well prepared for the door, okay? Okay, so create the need, what's the next one?
Meet the need.
Meet the need. So we're meeting the need with all of these steps. If you aren't able to meet the need, that's the main way that we really sell this product, right, AJ?
What was the cycle again?
Second one?
The cycle. What was the cycle?
So the first one is create the need, then meet the need. What do we do after that, guys?
Close.
Close them. Always be closing. ABCs. ABCs of sales is always be closing. You always have to have that in mind. And don't be scared. Like for me, I hard close them right off the bat, right? Don't be scared to do that. Because then what happens is he'll bring out another concern. And then
Which
you'll
is
adapt from
good.
there.
You want concerns.
Absolutely. These son. After you close, what do we go to next?
Resolve.
Resolve. That's if they don't say yes, right? But you resolve the concern and then you go to create a new need. You don't stop. If you guys stop before 3 times going through, I'll be very angry.
Yeah, and if the customer like says yes the second time around, you give them a concern so you can overcome it. I'm just kidding. Well, you said you had to go at least 3 times, so make sure you go 3 times.
Like, wait a second.
I'm right now. No.
Wait, what about the kids? Did you think about that yet?
Let me tell you another reason why your house sucks.
Does it ever happen that people will just bite on it right after the first sales cycle?
It's rare.
Yeah.
It's happened to me like 3 or 4 times, and I usually I'm like, that's when I was kind of halfway joking, but I'm like, well, let me just make sure I tell you everything first. So
And then just to continue building value
quarterly,
as you go through
quarterly
the whole
treatments,
contract,
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so a key thing to remember is once they're filling things out, you are not done with that sales
You
cycle.
gotta continue.
You keep going through the entire thing. Luke.
That's what I think you should do is when they're filling it out. I don't think it's smart when they say yes, be like, okay, but wait. Be like, okay, sign here, and then as they're doing that, tell them that. That's what I think is you don't want to, they've already said yes. So they build it up as you're filling everything out or setting set appointments. I wouldn't not close and then come back. Okay, but now do you want to do it? I don't know. Now I need to talk to my wife.
What would you say, like, when they're signing it? Like, because, like, you explained everything, but what would you say?
Well, you shouldn't have explained everything. You should never explain
Well, no, I
every
mean, like,
detail.
if they keep questioning you, and then they
As long as they're filling out the paperwork and they keep questioning you, that's even better. You want to make sure they understand the whole service, but at the same time, go into only as much detail as you need to. So, especially for the first couple, you want to go into good detail about that piece of the service. But once they're starting to fill everything out, just make sure they know the other pieces of the service. But the biggest thing that we want to do is under promise and what do you think?
Over deliver.
Over deliver. So under promise everything,
Over deliver. Not over promise.
Can you explain under deliver or under?
Come on, Luke. Under promise and over deliver.
Yeah, can you explain?
Okay, so under promise, over deliver. So, for instance, I'll do the opposite first so you can see what not to do, and then I'll describe how you should do it. Okay? So, for instance, talking about the granulation. Okay? So, the granulation on the house, what we should be saying is 5 to 10 feet out from the house. Okay? So, yeah, what my technician's going to do is all the way in the entire lawn, and we spread these granules all the way around the perimeter of the home. That is way over promising. Because one, we don't have to do that, and two, we protect the structure of the home. That's what we're focused on.
Where that becomes more real is like you've been talking to them for a while and they're like, oh, so you're only going to do 5 feet out? And then like, why can't you do all of it? And then you'll just want the sale so bad. It's like, oh yeah, well, I'll just tell the technician we'll do everything. And that's when you're over-promising. Like usually it's not just going to come out like that, I don't think. But when that's like, you don't want to lose the sale, you'll say something that's not necessarily true.
So Luke, what should you, so say for instance you already described that, how would you react to that? Like, oh, why don't you just go do the whole lawn?
I would just say, you want me to like pretend like I'm doing it?
Yeah.
Well, like it's not necessary to go all the way out because we're trying to protect your home. And if we're doing the spray and then the granular 8 to 10 feet out, that's going to push all the bugs out towards the street to your neighbor's lawns, things like that. So it's not necessary to go all the way around. We'll protect your house from doing it this way.
Absolutely. And if I keep bringing that concern up, the next piece that you can start talking to is a spot treatment. So in certain areas, if you guys have a colony somewhere, if you find a big bee's nest, beehive in the ground, which there are a lot out there, or if there's mounted carpenter ants in a certain stump, yeah, we're going to treat around that. We want to make sure to take care of the nesting areas, but we want to still focus mainly on the home because you just don't want anything to get inside, right? That's the main thing. Luke.
So I think when it's don't overpromise, is don't lie about what we're going to do. And then when it says we will overperform, whatever it was, over deliver. Like sometimes, like honestly, you'll sell somebody and you'll walk away and be like, oh, I didn't explain the de-webbing. Like you forgot they were sold, and then that's just they're gonna come and the technician will de-web and like, oh, I didn't even know how great. And then they're even more of a solid customer that's not gonna cancel. So just don't make stuff up. Don't lie about what we're gonna do. It never will lead to something bad.
Okay. So what I want to do now is one of the hardest parts about the door-to-door sale, especially in the areas that we're going to. It's overcoming the married sale, or the my spouse is at home type sale. Okay, so we're going to go through a little bit of details with that, but the main thing I want you guys to watch isn't necessarily how I'm overcoming it, because we're going to do a whole training on that, but the reason why I want to do this is because I want to go through the sales cycle 5 or 10 times with this person, and I want to talk about in detail each one of the pieces of the service and each different thing that people will see. Okay? Miley, you want to come up? So you're going to be a girl or a guy?
He's a guy.
Sure?
Sure.
That'll be difficult.
You can do a feminine side. There you go. That's when I just take my shirt off and I
Do the married gay couple.
No.
Definitely. See you later.
To the doctor. You can be the doctor, Milo.
I had that. Is what he's referencing.
You had what?
Okay. And then he needed to talk to us.
Gay couple.
Whatever you said.
The world's changing.
Okay, let's just do it from the start.
Okay.
Bring up the concern, and then we'll analyze it afterwards. And Ren and Luke, if you guys can really help me analyze some of the key things that you guys see. Okay. Hey, how you doing? Just real quick, my name's Joe. It's the bug guy out here with Terminex.
Cool.
You've probably seen our trucks around this area, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time, right? Okay, so we're going to be servicing a couple of your neighbors over the next week. And while we're here, we're trying to give everyone a little bit more of a discount. So we're doing it for a really good deal. We can get you guys on either tomorrow or actually even tonight. We have an opening. We can do the first service for about half off.
Let me check with my wife, see if she wants it.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Well, let me tell you a couple things that your wife is really going to love about this service. So one of the main things that we do that some of the other companies don't do is we do an interior treatment. Now, have you guys been noticing the ants just inside, or are they outside too?
There's a couple in the kitchen.
A couple in the kitchen? Okay, whereabouts in the kitchen? Like on the countertops?
Yeah.
Or
right on the counter.
okay, can I just see really quick? I'll just
Yeah.
pop in just for a second. Let my get here. Okay. All right. So here, oh yeah, they're all crawling around right here. Yeah, these big ones right here, they're actually known as the carpenter ants.
Okay.
Okay, be a little more difficult to say. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. these big ones right here, they're actually carpenter ants, and what they are, they're wood destroying insects. And so, I mean, you're the homeowner, right?
Yeah.
So this is probably one of your biggest investments. I know this is a nice house; it'd be a huge investment for you.
Thank you. Work hard.
You want to definitely protect the structure of your home to make sure that those bugs aren't getting away at it. So what happens actually is right here, these ants, they actually live within the wall void. So even though they're creeping and crawling around here, you see a couple.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do is this: if you open up these cabinets right here, if you just want to look for a second, this J pipe goes into the wall. You see how this disc comes off?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna put a product right into the wall void.
Okay.
What this will do is it'll stick to that wall void and to some of the ants that are creeping and crawling around there. They'll take it back to their nests. Where the carpenter ants nest is all the liquid areas, okay? The waste. We want to make sure to take care of these guys. So if you have carpenter ants, that's definitely something you got to take care of.
Okay.
So, like I said, we're going to be here tomorrow or even tonight. Is tonight better or is tomorrow better?
Like I said, I still have to check with my wife. She, I just make money and she kind of take care of the house. So if it's something she wants, maybe we could do it. But I want to talk to her first, see if it's something she wants.
Okay, perfect. Do you want to give her a call right now? You want to use my phone or? do you
She's
have your
actually
phone right now?
working right now. I want to bug her.
Oh, she's working right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously, I run into this situation all the time because I'm selling during the day.
Yeah.
Where either one spouse or the other is going to be working, obviously. So some of the neighbors on the street that have just signed up for this, the reason why they really like this service, and the reason why the wives really like this service, and I'm sure your wife does not like spiders, right?
No,
Absolutely not. Now, do you like spiders?
I don't mind them.
Okay, so you don't really care that much, but happy wife, happy life, right?
Amen.
That's the whole idea.
Amen.
So let me just show you real quick. So on the outside of the home, we just walked outside now. You guys get these spider webs up here. You don't get too many right here, but you get a lot more in the back.
They're actually on the side of the house.
Oh, you're right, they are? Is there a lot of them?
There's a couple.
Okay, let's go see that really quick. Okay. Alright, so what my technician's gonna do is, wow, they're way up there, aren't they? Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We have this pole that extends about 15 to 20 feet.
Okay.
There's a pom-pom looking brush on the end. We put a product on that. What this product does is it kills a lot of the nasty scents that a lot of these bees or spiders will leave behind. What this will do is we'll knock down those webs. Now each time that my technician comes by, which is 4 times a year, just like every other company,
Yeah.
what he's gonna do is he's gonna knock down all those webs and the bees around the exterior of the house. Now your wife's gonna love this because obviously I'm sure she doesn't like cobwebs.
No, not at all.
She hates that kind of stuff.
Hates that stuff.
Okay, so let's give your wife a early birthday present. So we're gonna be here, like I said, tonight. Is tonight around 7 or maybe 6 o'clock better for you?
So she's probably gonna be here later in the evening, like 6ish.
Like 6. Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to stop by then and talk her over it, and see what happens.
Okay. So let me just tell you a couple more things that I guarantee your wife is gonna like about this. So you see in the lawns and the garden bed, I mean, you guys got some really pretty flowers and stuff around here.
Yeah.
You guys water this, right?
Yeah.
Do you have your own sprinkler system?
No, we do it.
Oh, you do it? So
Yeah.
you just like kind of lay that whole
Yeah.
lawn poles out there? Okay. Alright, so that's perfect. So once my technician comes and he puts this product on the ground, it's best if you water right away.
Okay.
Because it'll soak in. So this is what he does. I have a hat on. So pretend like my iPad here is your house.
Okay.
So around the whole exterior of the home, my technician's gonna come and he's gonna spread this granule. So have you ever fertilized your lawn before?
Yeah.
Okay. Same looking thing, except for these little pebbles, they're water activated, and they soak about probably an inch deep into the soil. And so all this grassy area here, this is where they nest.
Yeah.
And there's satellite nests all over the place, and we want to make sure that they don't get into the house, right?
Mhm.
And so what we do is about 5 to 10 feet out from the home, we spread this granule.
Okay.
Now I saw that you guys have a place set out back. You guys have kids, right?
Yeah. 3.
Okay. Don't worry, this is totally eco-friendly, kid-friendly. I mean, most of these products are used in either animal shelters, daycare facilities, stuff like that.
Okay.
And so that's probably going to be something very easy for your wife to understand also, so don't worry about that. So anyways, this will soak in deeper, and it'll last for probably about anywhere from 90 to 100 days. And then at that point, we'll come back again, like I said, the 4 times throughout the year, right? And so like I said, it's about half off for the first service. Why don't we just sign you up for 6 o'clock, and then once your wife's here, my technician can show everything that he's doing for the house also. Okay?
All right. Cool.
Alright, he was a pretty easy sale still, so that's okay. Jersey people in other areas are a little more stubborn. Alright.
Are they like hoodlums or?
Okay, Bryn, what did you like?
I liked how you just kept going through the sales cycle. You didn't really skip a beat.
Okay.
The whole time, you just kept them going.
One thing that I thought about myself that I think I can work on is I thought I was talking a little too fast. Do you guys think that or no? Still okay?
One thing I liked is that you were like, I noticed at least you were like, are you seeing them more in or out? And then right after that, you were like, so are you seeing them in this room or that one? And
Okay.
So yeah, I'm thinking. Like,
So we call that what?
Assuming the sale.
Assuming the sale. Yes or yes question, right? Luke.
What I liked, this applies to all objections, but the first time you said it, like my wife's not here, you're not being rude, but you just blow it off. Like, oh, great, and you just keep going because you don't know if that's a real concern yet. So you didn't like, I think sometimes right away they'll be like, no, my wife's not here. Like, okay, and then you have this long conversation about how it's okay. But you don't need to do that. You just blow it off and go on. And then the next time, if they bring it up, which you did, then that's a bigger concern that you have to spend more time on.
Really quick before you say it on. So one of the main things that's really going to help you guys, you can't get this through your head until you actually do the door-to-door thing, but you're going to want to seriously blurt out everything. No matter how many times I say that, you're going to want to blurt out more than one thing that we do each time before you close the first time. Just memorize that sales cycle, okay? Top, what is it?
Create need.
Meet need, close, resolve concern.
Create need.
After you resolve concern, do not go back to closing. Create a new need. Either ask them a question to get a new need out of them. Like, you notice what I did? I said, so a lot of the neighbors have been noticing those spiders or bees on the outside. You guys, I'm sure you hate the spiders, right? Okay, you guys are seeing them? Okay. And so questions, listening, we're going to get into more trainings like that in the future too. But when you're building each piece of the service, you build one piece of the service, you close. Super simple. Build another piece of the service, close. Build another piece of the service, close. We're going to do one more role play here at the end where we're going to have someone really stubborn. I'm going to have Britt be very stubborn. And so you're going to see how difficult it is, but you still have to do the sales cycle. Very simple. Jeremy.
I was just gonna say the last thing I liked is like when you're talking about the dewebbing and you go out there and you just feel like, oh, those are really high up there. Like I don't know if you've been meant to do it like that or not, but I noticed like you made it seem like it's a difficult thing to get rid of. You know, like, oh, those are really high up there. And I don't know if that's what you were going for, but I thought like if I were the one being sold, I think like yeah, those would be pretty tough to get to. And then you talk like, oh, we can get right to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
And so remember, you don't want to overpromise by saying if it's above like 15 or 20 feet.
Yeah.
Don't want to do that. But in the Jersey offices, we actually have the poles that we have are going to extend about 25 to 30 feet. Pretty solid. So,
Luke, I didn't see how it ended. Did he end up buying?
yeah, I think it's really easy.
Sorry.
So that's one thing I was gonna say. Like for me, this might be just like my personality, but like I think it was after the third time, and he said, "No, my wife." Like yeah, maybe if my wife does it, it's not like it's not ideal, but it's not bad. It's not a bad thing. Like he sold, and set an appointment, and come back. At least for me, like that's what happens most of the time. Like I'm not, because I feel like often they're gonna get pissed if you just keep going and like ignoring.
Yeah.
So
So you have to really adapt to exactly how they're reacting.
you have to read.
So obviously you were just really easy and really nice. Too nice. It's okay. It's fine. There's going to be guys like that that will get, persuaded into it. But if I find out that you're starting to be a lot more, like, get the heck off my doorstep. Why are you trying to push me into this? I'll just be like, listen, I can come back when your wife's here, and this is what your wife's really going to like, and I'll explain maybe one more piece, and then I'll head out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So once you decide to do that, doesn't mean you have to like stop talking. I remember Logan Lefebvre was really good at this. It's usually because he like flirt with the moms or something. I don't know. But he like totally sell them. And Billy taught me this too, to be like and like kind of joke with them, like, yeah. So when he gets Billy would tell me to do this. He's like, yeah. So when your husband gets home, make him a nice dinner. Don't see the price right away. Kind of like prep
A little
him.
back massage, a little foot massage, relax.
That's what Billy would. He would always do that. So like, kind of get them to like you, get them to like the sale, or get them to like the product, so that when you come back, she can sell it. Because if you just say, "Oh, the wife's not here," okay, I'll come back, then he's gonna say, "Hey, this bug guy came." I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, I think in most cases, if you can sell the wife, you can sell. In most cases, I would say.
Yeah, on the East Coast, yeah, for probably more so. Honestly, a lot of
You
those
get the
West-
wife, even if she says, "Let me talk to my husband," if she really wants it, she's gonna have it.
Yeah, if the wife actually says yes, normally you have to say like straight up yes, not oh I need to talk to my husband, but yes I want it. Then it's a little iffy. But normally if the wife says yes right out of the bat, you know that she wears the pants in that family, so you're fine. You're good to go. You're good to
Is that
roll
the
after
case
that.
very often?
Sometimes I mean, there's like especially on the East Coast, a lot of the husbands just work in the city and then they come back.
Women.
The women make all the decisions as far as the budget goes, but they use that as a smoke screen by saying, "Oh, I gotta talk to my husband." That's why you keep going through that sales cycle. But if, like Luke said, if they bring it up 3 times, normally it is a real concern. Okay? First 2 times is sometimes iffy if it's a real concern, but that 3rd time definitely states the fact that it's a real concern, and you should be very cautious at that point. Hopefully they'll bring a different concern up so you can go off from there. Okay? Any other questions? Brittany, I'll come up and be a little more stubborn.
Yeah.
Oh man, stubborn person. You're gonna be a man or a woman?
Dude.
Debatable.
Definitely.
Doesn't matter. Do you want me to do the wife concern, the marriage?
Yeah. Let's do the same one, just a little more stubborn. And we'll go from there. Hey man, sorry to bug you. I know I'm probably like the 1,000th guy that's not here this summer, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You are.
Alright, sorry about that. But I'm sure you've seen our truck. We've been servicing quite a few of your neighbors in the area. He's just actually right down this way. He's right down here servicing one of the neighbors right now.
Okay.
What we're doing in the area, we're servicing some of the homes. You guys probably have pest control already, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we got Viking.
Oh, Viking. Okay, how long have you guys been with them?
I don't know. My wife signed up a year or 2 ago.
Okay. Well, let me just tell you about us. We're Insight Pest Solutions. We've been in this area just for a year now, but we've been switching over a lot of customers from Viking. And what you're gonna like about this is we've saved a lot of guys some money. Everyone wants to save money, right?
Right.
Let me tell you something your wife's gonna like about this. One of the services that we provide that Viking doesn't provide is we have this de-webber. So, for instance, you guys, you see this bee's nest you guys get up here, just around the corner. You guys get them in the back too, or mostly just right here?
I mean, I sprayed that one. It's probably taken care of, but yeah, we get them.
Get them all over the place, right? Okay, an interesting thing is what they do, these bees, when they lay their nest up there, and they leave a little sticky smell good, a little pheromone we call it, okay?
Yeah.
They just want to keep coming back year after year.
Okay.
Now, we come back 4 times throughout the year,
Mm-hmm.
and we knock these things down and put this product up there that keeps them from nesting in those areas.
Okay.
So, for instance, in the back, do you guys get those, those big old carpenter bees, like the bigger ones? Is it in like your place out of your deck?
Yeah, it's not on the deck. I just fill them up and we're good to go.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. You notice they still keep coming by and they make their new holes, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, let me just show you what we're going to do really quick. So around here in the back, so we're back here at this. So this is the deck here. So you see how they dig their holes right in here? And what they do is they go in and then they go sideways. And so what they're doing is they're eating away the wood along your deck area. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to put our product right there to kill off those in that area, and it'll prevent them from nesting in those areas.
Okay.
So, like I said, we're going to be here today and then tomorrow. Which day would be better for you to have the service done?
Dude, I gotta talk to the wife. She takes care of like the bills and that kind of stuff. So I gotta make sure it's in the.
No, totally understandable. Let me tell you one thing I know your wife will like about this is around the whole exterior of the home, you guys still get those spiders, not just the bees, right?
Not really, but
Not too many?
no.
Okay. Well, is your wife home right now?
No, she's not. She's picking up kids from swimming lessons.
Okay, perfect. Do you want to just give her a call really quick and I can talk to her? Because I'm just going to be here for a little while longer.
Yeah. No, I don't think it'd be good to call her right now. She doesn't like talking on the phone when she drives.
I'm sure you want to protect the kid.
Yeah.
Right? Definitely.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
into that.
So will she be home in probably like an hour or so?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Well, how about this? My technician's still going to be here for a while. I'll stop back by in an hour. This is what I want you to do for me, because obviously I know you want to save some money, right?
Right. How much is this gonna be?
So how many bathrooms do you guys have in your house?
Like 3.5 wide.
The reason why I ask is because we normally measure the pricing off of that. So what my technician does is he actually comes inside, because those ants and all the little pests you guys get on the interior of the home, they live in the liquid, the moist areas. I'm sure you've seen the carpenter ants from time to time, the little tiny
Yeah, a couple
ants.
years ago we did, but not since we had Viking.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So that's how we kind of measure the price. So like I said, it's going to be half off for the first service if we can get you guys on either probably today or tomorrow. Do you think tomorrow would be better or would it be better today?
That's like I said, that's my wife.
Understandable, man. So I'll stop back by in probably an hour and a half. Let me just get your phone number just in case we miss you guys, and we'll give you a call when we're back in.
Okay, 911.
Alright, so you see how he's stubborn, and a lot of guys will be this way, but if you keep going through the sales cycle with him, sooner or later he'll give, or he brought that concern up, 4 or 5 times, and I was still very sensitive, and I don't think I pissed him off too much,
Yeah.
but you gotta adapt to
a
that.
little bit iffy. A little bit.
I noticed also that you didn't actually give him the set price. You just told him it would be half off. Is that something important to do like every time?
Yeah.
Until you come back to the second appointment.
Yeah, a couple main reasons, simple reasons that I didn't even think about until this last year is the fact that if you go down the street and you sell someone for even way cheaper, or you sell someone for way more expensive, you don't want to have like neighborly feuds in the area, and so you want to make sure to get everyone on the same sort of price. So that's one of the reasons why you do that. The other reason is because if you give them a set price, they right away they're just like, no, that's just too expensive. Sorry, man. And expensive is a hard thing to deal with. It's not too difficult, but if you don't tell them that right off the bat, and you just keep building and building and building, they'll realize once you see the price that, oh crap, you get so much for your buck right there.
Yeah.
You do a lot.
So is it always the best case scenario if you tell them the price later rather than sooner?
It depends.
After you build value, or just depends on the person?
Sometimes guys will seriously be coming out to you and just saying, listen, man, just give me the price already. And you don't want to piss them off too much. Right? Oh, dude, sorry, I know I'm seriously probably about to talk to you about this. But so this is how the pricing works. And you show them the pricing sheet that we have. So normally it's around this price for that very first service. What we're doing in the area right now is we're including all of this together, and this, and some of these too. And we're actually doing it for a little less than half of what that first price is. And then you go from there. Luke.
I'd say that as a rule, you always want to deflect costs as long as possible without, I mean, they're people too, so just imagine someone's talking to you and keeps asking you, hey, how much is it? You just keep saying, oh, let me tell you about this first. Oh. So like, you do want to do that, but put yourself in that situation. Eventually you're going to get pissed, but you want to deflect it as long as you can. Because then more value is built up and then it seems like a lower price.
Yeah, definitely. Any other questions? Okay. What Milo said earlier to me is very true. You guys won't really understand this until you do some real preseason selling. So as soon as you can get out to preseason selling, the better, and then adapt from there. Okay. Memorize these. Know how to explain them inside and out. Inside and out. That's why we're doing these trainings so much right now. Know how the sales cycle works inside and out. Inside and out. If you do that, you'll be a lot more successful on the doors. Won't be some of those.
Sorry, I'm talking too much.
Oh, you're good.
So one thing I think that is important, especially when you're doing like you've just started selling, if they buy or not, especially at the beginning when you're learning it, does not show how good you did on the door. There's like even the best salesmen probably sell like 30% of the doors they talk to. That'd be a really good number, right?
Yeah.
So like you're not going to sell everybody, and that doesn't. So like you need to base it off how you did the sales cycle. You could have done a perfect sales cycle and they just didn't want to buy. So my point is you need to focus on what you can control. You need to focus on the sales cycle. You could do a horrible sales cycle and someone bought and think, I'm doing really good. And then you really aren't, and it's going to hurt you in the long run. So focus on what you have control over.
So again, memorize that sales cycle. Memorize the ins and outs of what we're doing. It's all in the manual. Make sure you read that manual time in and time out. On the 25th, so this next Saturday is the big training on Salt Lake. You'll be getting new manuals at that training. They're different information, but along the same lines, obviously.